Okay. Before I pass out, I was gonna maybe do this on Twitch, but at least this episode will be on my phone. I've had a long day. We started off this morning, or whatever time I am at anymore. It's currently 11 in Tokyo, 11 p.m. in Tokyo, so I'm exhausted. But flashback to Thursday at 10 p.m. It's a Saturday right now in Tokyo. 21st. Okay, Thursday back in Minnesota at 10 p.m. We got a notification that our flight got canceled. So, in a panic, we eventually found out that our flight got rescheduled. Still for the same day, a little bit earlier in the day too. So, we end up only getting 3 hours of sleep, and then we have to go to Chicago now. We actually don't end up going into Canada at all. Um, which kind of saves some custom stuff. So I guess that was kind of nice. But what ended up being a little bit problematic with that is that we ended up having to wait 5 hours in the terminal. And that was so brutal. Every single bit of different times I wanted to sleep, but I just couldn't. The good news is I finally had my first Chicago deep dish in Chicago. I'm not into it. It was the airport version, so I'm definitely willing to give it a shot somewhere else. It was fine. It served its purpose, I suppose, but it was nothing amazing. So I think I'll have to go try it again somewhere else. I also had a hot dog there. I could have had the Chicago dog, but I chose to get an Atlanta dog, which was like mayo, ketchup, jalapenos, beer mustard, yeah, stuff like that. It was pretty good. And then honestly, the nightmare part, the flight. The flight to get to Japan was so hard. It was like 15 hours of flying. 15. And oh my god. 15 hours of flying in a cramped seat. And I'm tall. I'm 6'3". It hurt. It hurt a lot. Uh, my knees. I actually couldn't sleep at all on the flight because my knees hurt so bad. So I think I have a solution for when I have to fly back. But right now, they hurt so bad. And I'm so not into wanting to go back on them. My feet hurt right now, mostly because of walking everywhere we had to do. Oh, well, the terminals. I actually should have checked how much my steps were. Maybe I'll try to do that for later. But we did good. Eventually got to the hotel after going through two different monorail stations, which, by the way, oh my, the efficiency of them boarding and unboarding is really crazy. Uh, it feels like if you aren't on top of your job, you can't do the well, lazy American kind of style where like I guess I can exit now. No, if you have to exit on this station, you gotta go. Makes things really fast though. So that was really nice. We got a little bit lost trying to find our second monorail, but then we eventually did. So we eventually got to our hotel, and I took off all that airport clothing. It felt so good. I hadn't showered yet. I have now, but I hadn't showered at that point, and I still felt so much better. But honestly, with how I've discovered too is turbulence, and we experienced a lot of turbulence on that Japan flight. I can do to a certain point as long as I'm like okay, like food and water, I'm fine. But they hit me hard at the very end, especially after. being in the plane and then going to the ground, it messes with my brain or something. So it made me very, like, not feeling great. Which I think was a mixture of not having enough food for the day, which eventually I remedied. We ended up, after checking in, going to Ichiran, which, uh, say what you will about it. It's fine. It's pretty good. We definitely had some really good tasting food, and it's super customizable, which is really neat. But funny thing about it is there was a huge line on it, and I think it has to do with the fact that it was a touristy kind of spot, and not just for not for just foreigners, but also for Japanese people. There was like a KFC, Burger King, Baskin Robbins, a bunch of different things around that area. So it ended up being very popular for just that. But I do think it was really cool seeing all the locations over there and then finding out that I had to wait in line a decent length. I think it was probably like 20 minutes before we could get seated down. But honestly, once we sat down, we got food really fast. So I'm not too sad about that. It's basically like if you were just standing for your meal order in an American restaurant. Also weird about that Ichiran was that you had to go into. So there was a ground level floor on a street level entrance, where you would walk down into the downstairs, like down steps, and then the main entrance was there. And then, yeah, it was very weird, but kind of cool. I didn't expect it, um, but it was a cool system. There was a bunch of kiosks. Um, the person would ask if you want to sit at a counter or a table, and then they let you through, and then you hand them an order with their chef. They go make it and give you like a number ringy thing that you might see at like some restaurants in America. And then we got to get some. You pour your own water, which was out of like a keg. Honestly, a keg, which was cool. And just because we decided we weren't done yet, and it was like 9 something, which is why most places were closed at that point. But 9 something, we decided to walk over to Sinju. Oh gosh, I have it in my head somewhere. Senjoji Shrine. It doesn't sound right. Anyway, we walked over to it. It was really nice. We saw so much beautiful sights. I ended up getting a good fortune, by the way, too, so I'm pretty happy about it. Elena didn't, but oops. There's a lot of walking in Japan, and then you can walk to stations like we did, and then go there because of that. It's really cool. So beautiful. And then there's the sounds and seeing like so much neon color everywhere, or just like the reds. The structures were so cool. Nighttime in Japan is beautiful. But I think that's it for day 1. I don't know if I missed anything. But I wanted to record this. Thank you. Have a good night. Oh, Yasumi. Turn off the light from here. Apparently it didn't go all the way. Okay, bye.